protecting Pennsylvanians on our waterways in the same way that we do on our highways. That's the goal of a bill that's now become law. Let's spend 5 minutes with the sponsor, Representative Kerry Benninghoff. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
We hear so much about drunk driving, but this bill deals with drunken boating. How big of an issue is that, and what are the current laws regarding that?
Well, sadly, I believe there wasn't parity within the law, and I think that's really the initial goal, is to send a message: if you're DUI and drive inappropriately, whether in a boat or in a car, we're going to punish you in the same severity. And that's really the impetus behind this bill. The current law actually had less of a sentence to it as far as time served, and also the fine was less, and the degree in which the punishment was levied at. The current law had it as a third-degree felony. Our bill would raise it to the same as a vehicle DUI to a second-degree felony.
So that bill has now been signed into law?
Yes, just last week.
Okay. And it brings that parity to the system that we didn't have before. In addition, it also allows some past convictions on DUIs to be considered. Why is that an important part of the law?
Well, I think it's important because generally we see a history with some of these individuals. These are generally not an isolated incident. In a particular case that brought this to my attention, a gentleman had 4 prior DUIs in a vehicle, but his DUI by boat would be considered a first offense. We believe that the courts need to be able to look past and see if there's continual behavior and whether that behavior has changed. The whole idea of punishment in when we violate something is to try to change behavior, and I felt that the law was not severe enough to do that.
And there was an issue that brought this to your attention, a tragic story. Yes. Can you tell us that story?
We had a young lady who lived in our legislative district, was actually out on a family outing in a neighboring district of Clinton County, and unfortunately a gentleman operating a boat who had 4 prior DUIs and another actually incident running over a swimmer in a boat, lost control of his vehicle while DUI, and subsequently ran over this boat and killed this young lady. She was only 12 years old, took away her hopes and dreams, and took away her family's hopes and dreams for her life. And when they got to court and eventually was convicted on this charge, the family had to then be told that they could not give a penalty equivalent to that if he had done the same violation in a car. Both the judge, the district attorney, and the family obviously was very frustrated and wanted to send a clear message that they felt that this was wrong, came to us, talked to us about it. And so we did change the law in several ways. 1, making it parity whether you're in a boat or in a car. Number 2, if you cause the death of more than 1 individual in that watercraft, there would be 3 consecutive years added on to your sentence for each one of those losses of life. In addition to that, the courts would now be able to consider prior DUI offenses, whether in a vehicle or in a boat. I think that's very important, sends a very clear message that Pennsylvania is serious. We want people to enjoy boating, we want people to enjoy driving a car, but those are both privileges. You are licensed to do that, and it comes with responsibility.
I imagine the cases of these are not real great, but that's not really the point here, is it?
Well, maybe the number's not as great just because there aren't as many boaters, but I think the important difference, Lori, is the loss of life is no less. And I think that's the frustration that this family felt. I think that's what the lawmakers saw, and we believe the governor also saw the same thing and said, let's have parity within our law, send a clear message that a DUI offense, regardless in a boat or a car, is still wrong, and you're going to pay the same price.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us today.
Thank you. It's important, and we're glad to have it done.
Great. Well, if you have comments or questions about this or any other legislative topic, Representative Benninghoff's contact information will be on the screen in just a few seconds. Thanks for spending 5 minutes with State Representative Kerry Benninghoff.